Well, hey there, everybody. This is Holly McWilliams from Indigo Arts, and thank you for joining me again for another tutorial video. In today's video, I'm going to give you some tips about drawing, and this goes out to the beginners out there. So a lot of people, when they first start drawing, I think it's that instant gratification. You want your drawing to look really good, but you forget about the first basic step, which is your basic shapes. So you can see here, I'm doing some really quick outlines and some very generalized shapes, but that tells me where the head is going to sit on the page, the head in relationship to the shoulder slope, and where things are going to generally go. This is so important, and most people really don't want to do it, but I tell you, if you can focus and try to get yourself to do basic shapes and this first initial map out, it's going to save you tons and tons and tons of time in the long run. So you can see once I had my basic shapes, which were bigger shapes, now what I'm doing is I'm going inside those bigger shapes and I'm starting to develop some basic shapes for some smaller shapes. So art terms for this is big form modeling and then small form modeling. So you want to start off with your biggest things on your drawings first to figure out where the heck these things are gonna go, and then you put your smaller, more intricate, detailed areas around that. Now, once I have these basic shapes, what I'll do is I'll start to enforce a little bit more of a contour line. Now, the reason why these 3 steps are set up in this order is because they're meant to correct and find anything that might be wrong with the drawing and to do some adjustments ahead of time. So your basic shapes are figuring out generally where things are going to sit on the page and your relationships to each other. Once you have your basic shapes, your big forms, then you go into your smaller forms in a basic shape. So your big form modeling and then your small form modeling. Once you have your small form modeling, you can see how they fit inside the big forms or outside the big forms, and you have a general area of that idea of that layout. Then you can come in with the contour line. So the contour line is meant to sort of fix anything that's gone out to lunch with any of your initial map out here. And because really, even if you're a professional, like getting things 100% correct right out of the gate is probably not super realistic, you know? So it does take a little bit of back and forth. It's adjustment, adjustment, adjustment. And eventually after you do enough adjustments, it looks kind of good. So you can see with the drawing here, I've done some basic things to set it up. I've done some contour lines, and the contour lines I'm coming in and adjusting constantly. And now I'm starting to introduce a little bit of shading. Now the shading only comes in at this time because sometimes as soon as you start to press harder on your pencil and develop a little bit more shading, it's hard to erase. And really, like, you want to make sure that it's in the right spot, because if you can't erase it, you're committed. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope you got some tips from this. Don't forget to visit my channel and please subscribe. Have a fantastic day, everybody.